guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. This week I wanted to share a story with you. This is something that I heard this week on social media. I watched a quick video, did a little research, found it to be an extremely interesting story, and I wanted to share it with you guys just to kind of get your take on the world of potential insurance fraud and the like. And so I'm going to just dive right in. I think many of you know what a Lexus LFA is, but if you don't, I'm going to post a picture right here. This is a Lexus LFA, and basically, once upon a time, this was Lexus's premier sports car. It has a V10 in it. It was made in very limited quantities. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it was only made for a couple of years. And they're incredibly rare. They're very hard to find. Most of them are in collections or in museums or, you know, in very high-end collections. They're just not out and about. I've never seen one on the road. I've never seen one at a car show. I mean, they're really limited. Well, anyway, the way the story goes, a gentleman bought one for about $600,000. He lived in New York and loved the car, drove it around, rallied it around town for 6 months. And then there was a flood. There was a flood in New York. And as the story tells, he had the car insured for $800,000. Now, he goes to his insurance adjuster and says, hey, listen, my car was in this flood. I want to file a claim. The long and short of that piece of the story is he gets approved. His claim is approved. Now, the adjuster must have come out and seen, you know, wet carpets or something like that. Like he could have emptied a water bottle in there or something, right? But the idea is such that the car had wet areas and so was deemed salvaged. So they total out this car. Now, here's the crazy part. The insurance company had no way to comp what the car is valued at. So, you know, it's valued for $800,000, so they cut him a check for $800,000. But generally speaking, if your car gets totaled out or salvaged or whatever it is, you have a right to buy it back from the insurance company because all they're going to do is crush it anyway or whatever, right? So the adjuster looks high and low and can't find any comparable sales on this car, partially to really two reasons. First and foremost, they never sell. They never change hands. They're very seldom changing hands. But secondly, there's very few out there that have ever been wrecked and salvaged and totaled out. So there literally was no comp out there. So they had no idea what to charge this guy to buy this car back post-insurance. So what ended up happening was somehow they negotiated $3,000 to buy this car back. So this dude literally just got an $800,000 check for this vehicle, turns around and pays $3,000 back to the insurance company to buy the car. Now, again, like I said from the beginning, the car's in perfect condition except for some damp carpet. Who knows whether or not this car was truthfully in a flood? It may not have been, right? This could have been total insurance fraud. Then from there, he's just bought the car back for $3,000. Let's say you shampoo the carpets and get it nice and clean, smelling fresh and new again. Guess what happened next? He takes this car and sells it to a collector in Las Vegas. Now, this collector has supercars that he rents out. He uses like a Turo type of service where he rents these cars out by the day, wanted to add an LFA to his fleet, negotiates the price down to $400,000. So he literally buys this salvaged out LFA for $400,000. Crazy. Now, the real nutty part, again, is the whole insurance piece of this. How the dude bought the car back for $3,000 is the most mind-blowing part of this whole thing for me. But I mean, let's go through the math here. He bought the car for $600,000, drove it for 6 months. An insurance claim pays him out $800,000. So he's just made $200,000. Then he takes $3,000 of that money, which is really pennies on the dollar for what we're talking about, buys the car back and sells it for $400,000. So the $200,000 he made on insurance, the $400,000 he made from reselling the car, the dude literally doubled his money. Bought the car for $600,000, is now without the car, gets his $600,000 essentially back, plus the additional $200,000, plus the additional $400,000. The dude just made $600,000 in about 6 months of driving this Lexus LFA, which is a super super rare car anyway. So now there's insurance, potential fraud. There's the FBI are investigating it. This has become quite a big deal. But all in all, this dude, he had to have, foreseen this plan. He didn't come up with it on the fly. He had to have literally had this all mapped out. I don't know his name. The video that I watched and some of the research that I did kept him completely anonymous, but he's a car guy in New York City. I don't know how many of those dudes are out there, but he's got an extensive collection and he's known for some shady business is what it sounds like. So I'm guessing that, truthfully, this dude the car didn't salvage. I'm guessing it never flooded. It may have been in an area that did flood, but maybe he was maybe he was parked at the top floor of a parking garage. Who knows? Again, a water bottle could have been just dumped inside and it's fresh, clean water. It's not salt water. There was no signs of water in the engine or any of that stuff. So I have a hard time wondering what really went down. Then the guy in Vegas, right? Maybe the dude was in cahoots with the guy in Vegas and basically said, hey, listen, here's the plan. I'm going to sell you this car at a discount so you can have it in your collection. You can rent it out and do whatever the heck you want to. I'm going to give it to you for $400,000. Fair market on this car with a clean title is actually about $1 million or more anymore. And so, I don't know. I mean, it just seems like the perfect crime. It's really the easiest way to say it. I don't know anything more than what I'm telling you guys. I don't know the guy's name. I don't know who the insurance company was. I don't know who the buyer in Vegas was, but all in all, it was a crazy story. I wanted to share it with you guys and really just get your thoughts. Have you guys ever heard this story? Have you ever heard anything like it? What are your first impressions? It makes me wonder again, how did the insurance company decide $3,000 was enough to get back on this car that's valued at $800,000? Pretty crazy. So anyway, I've got better updates for you guys next week. We're going to look at the eclipse again. And we'll go from there. But, as always, like, subscribe, comment down below. And most important, remember, may every investment you make be a good one. Till next time.